Sure. Here's a short, eerie story. The Whispering Mirror. In a small, quiet town, there was an old, dusty antique shop run by a peculiar old woman. One day, a young woman named Emily stumbled upon the shop while seeking a unique gift for her mother. Among the cluttered shelves, she found an ornate, antique mirror. Its frame was intricately carved with strange symbols that she couldn't decipher, and its glass had a faint, smoky quality. Despite its eerie appearance, Emily felt drawn to it and decided to purchase it. That evening, Emily hung the mirror in her bedroom, intrigued by its unusual beauty. As she went about her evening routine, she couldn't shake the feeling that something was off. The mirror seemed to distort the light, casting odd reflections that didn't quite match her surroundings. Around midnight, Emily awoke to a faint whispering sound. She sat up, trying to pinpoint the source of the noise. It seemed to be coming from the mirror. Curious and a bit unnerved, she approached it. As she got closer, the whispering grew louder, forming words she couldn't quite make out. Suddenly, she noticed something chilling. Her reflection began to change. It started with subtle differences, like her expression shifting into an unsettling grin or her eyes seeming darker. The longer she stared, the more distorted her reflection became. It wasn't just her appearance. Her reflection seemed to be moving on its own, as if it had a life of its own. Emily's heart raced. She tried to pull away, but her reflection remained fixed in place, staring back at her with a malevolent gaze. Desperate, she covered the mirror with a cloth and backed away. The whispering abruptly stopped, leaving an oppressive silence in its wake. The next morning, Emily found that the cloth covering the mirror was mysteriously gone. She hesitated, but eventually uncovered it. To her relief, the mirror now reflected her normally. The strange whispering had ceased, and the mirror seemed to be just an ordinary antique again. However, Emily couldn't shake the feeling of being watched. As days went by, she noticed that sometimes, when she glanced into the mirror, her reflection appeared to be slightly out of sync, moving a fraction of a second later or making unsettling expressions. One night, as she was about to fall asleep, she heard the whispering again. But this time, it was more urgent, more desperate. She looked toward the mirror, and her reflection was no longer just an image. It was a shadowy figure reaching out, begging for help. In a panic, Emily decided to get rid of the mirror. She returned it to the antique shop, but when she tried to explain the situation to the old woman, she found the shop completely abandoned. The woman was nowhere to be found, and the shop looked like it hadn't been touched in years. Emily left the mirror there, but she knew it wouldn't end. The whispers had followed her, and the unsettling presence in her reflection lingered. The mirror was gone, but the feeling of being watched remained, a chilling reminder of the strange and malevolent force trapped within its glass.